guys, welcome back to my channel. You know, it's your girl Keisha J. Lewis, and I'm back with another video on the topic of how I treated my PCOS naturally. Now, PCOS, what this stands for is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, I did a video a few months ago. I'm going to put a link above. But what this is basically is an hormone imbalance in a lot of women. And what normally happens is that you might find that you miss your period. You don't get your period on a regular basis. Not every month. You may get it maybe 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year, if so much. Now, normally the doctors, they would recommend, like they recommended for me to get like metformin, which is like sugar tablets. They also recommended birth control. That is just to bring, like, to regulate back the period on a monthly basis. But I told myself that I wanted a natural way, you know, out of all this medication kind of thing. I want to live a normal life. I want to be able to get up every day and don't have to worry about taking medications for the situation. Now, with the polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's small cysts. They grow on the ovaries. You may say, where did this come from? This is normally like a family trait. Sometimes it's the foods that we eat. And it could also be in the saturated, like the oils, the carbohydrates, the sugar. Because the thing is, when you have PCOS, you have to try to avoid a lot of sugary foods. You need to try to avoid a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of like fried chicken, oily foods. Because what it does, it feeds the cysts. These cysts, they're in the ovaries, and the more you feed them, the more they grow and the more you put on weight. You will find a lot of people with PCOS, they are overweight, and it's hard for you to lose the weight. And you're gonna also find that you're gonna have like ingrown, like a lot of hair underneath your neck, facial hair, acne. I spoke about this before. Now, for me, I have experienced this since I was young, in puberty, growing up, and I noticed that my period wasn't coming every month. But the thing about it is that I wasn't really so concerned, because I was young and I was like, you know, my period isn't coming, you know, it's a happy time, you know, I could enjoy myself without worrying about getting a monthly period. But then I realized that that is not good, because it also caused a lot of infertility in a lot of women. A lot of women want to get pregnant, and if you don't see your period, if you don't release an egg, you know, that is a situation right there. So for me, I will say, to heal this situation naturally, you need to eat more whole foods. And when I say whole foods, I'm talking about plant-based foods, a lot of grown foods, a lot of legumes and peas. For me, what I did to treat my PCOS naturally without any sort of medication, I eat a lot of sweet potato, I eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of, you know, kale, a lot of lettuce, cabbage, carrots, tomatoes, oranges. These are foods that help to soothe the situation, because I wouldn't say that you're curing the situation, because I don't think that there has been a cure that has been established so far, but you can treat it, and when you treat it, it could be under control. So for me, I do not have a lot of facial hair anymore. I do not have a lot of acne anymore. Yes, I still have a few, but before it was worse, right? And even when you eat a lot of dairy food, a lot of cheese, this inflames the polycystic ovarian syndrome. This actually feeds it. So you will find that you will be overweight, and it will be very hard for you to lose the weight. And then with PCOS, you know, it also comes with all its family. It brings its niece, its cousins, its aunts, grandma, everyone is coming. And when I mean it's bringing its whole family, I'm talking about it's going to bring diabetes, it's going to bring high cholesterol, it's going to bring, you know, high blood pressure. All these things come when you have PCOS. So that is one of the reasons why they keep telling you that you need to lose weight. They will tell you that you need to go on a diet, but it's not that easy to lose weight. It's not. I've tried for years to lose weight, but you have to make up your mind and be determined. And one of the best things that I ever did to soothe my PCOS or treat it was exercise. if you start to implement putting at least 30 minutes a day in your routine of exercising, you're going to see a big difference in your entire well-being, because PCOS does not like exercise. Let me come closer. PCOS does not like exercise. Exercise is its biggest enemy. And if the moment you start to move, the moment you start to sweat, that is when you run PCOS away. So I noticed that the moment I started to get more active and I started to lose weight, that was when my PCOS started to go away. And the thing about it is, yes, it could come back. If you get like a basic, it could come back. If you get lazy, it could come back. If you start to eat a lot of fried, saturated, sugary foods as well, it could come back, because you want to make sure that, you know, you are avoiding these things. You want to make sure that you try to eat the foods that no longer feeds it. You do not want to feed this baby. This is not the baby, as I mentioned before, that you're trying to have. But if you treat it without all these medications that they're giving you, now you're able to live a regular life. That is what I was aiming for. That is what I am doing currently right now. So I'm like, let me share it with you guys to let you know that, you know, all the medications that they're telling you about, I mean, you could use it. You could. But if you want to heal yourself naturally, try to implement at least 80% of the time. Try to eat more plant-based food. Yes, you could eat your meat, you know. I'm not saying that you have to be a vegetarian, but you know, you try to eat at least 80% of the time. You try to have more alkaline foods, you know, more plant-based foods, more peas and legumes. That's what I did, and that's how I realized that I treated my PCOS. So I want to thank you guys for coming back, for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section, what did you guys do? If if you're going through the situation, let me know what you guys did, you know, in reference to soothing or treating your PCOS. How are you managing right now? How are you able to, you know, to live without being on medications? Or are you currently, you know, have to be medicated for your PCOS?